unfortunately, it seems that politics is very much about the status quo, maintaining things as they are, rather than taking radical decisions that are needed for the way we're living in our world today. And as we know, the gap between rich and poor is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and nobody's really stopping it. And it seems that we have an incredible amount of inequality, injustice and intolerance in our society, and it's really one of the driving forces behind the problems we have. So we really do need to face the challenges together, and I think your group, the groups here, are a fantastic example of that. So are the Greens any different? Well, we definitely are the only major party that opposes the public service cuts. We're totally against the privatisation of the NHS. We always have been, we always will be. All the other two main parties, Labour and Conservative, both got their hands in the till, kind of mucking around with the NHS. They're privatising it by stealth. So we've launched a few ideas for our local manifesto in Tower Hamlets. I'd like to see the end of the Tescoisation of Tower Hamlets. We call it Tesco Hamlets because it's literally overrun by Tesco's on every corner. Certainly where I live in the Weavers Ward, there is, about 6 Tesco's within less than a 10-minute walk. So what we need to really do is try and focus more on giving local people local jobs in local stores and move away from mass commercialisation. We need housing for local people, not for investors. We want to see an increase in the amount of affordable housing that it has to be put into all new developments. We think up to 75%. And we've got some quite innovative ideas for housing solutions, such as using shipping container developments, pop-up housing, which we've been talking about for a while, and I was very interested to see that Merton Council has actually just announced they are doing exactly that thing. So it's nice to know we're kind of on the cusp of what's actually happening. So we could definitely do a lot to alleviate homelessness in the borough. Obviously we want to keep promoting the living wage. The Green Party was very instrumental in that at the London Assembly. We'd like to see local businesses paying the living wage more often. And we definitely want to see an end to 0 hours contracts, which are absolutely the bane of a lot of people's lives. Not only do they not earn much money, but they also don't have any job security as a result. Local services, obviously we need to make sure we put the most vulnerable first as best we can. We're definitely against the bedroom tax, and the Brighton Council, Green Council in Brighton, was the first council to come out and say we will not evict anyone as a result of the bedroom tax. Obviously we need to look at wage equality, so the organisations that provide services to the council, we want the 10-to-1 ratio, that nobody earns more than 10 times the lowest earner in any external company, which would make quite a big change in the dynamic of the companies providing services to the council, like Agilicis, who took over tens of millions of pounds of their services, and of course their chief executives are earning much more than 10 times the lowest paid worker. Obviously the community, we want to make sure we're promoting inclusivity a lot more. We've had a lot of divisive politics. We still have a lot of homophobia and abuse of people in the street for their sexuality, and a number of people have been on the receiving end of that. We're also the only party that wants to really affirm the contribution migrants can make to society. So we want to look at ways of bringing them, integrating them rather than externalising them from the debate. Air pollution, something I've been campaigning about for a long time, 70% above World Health Organisation guidelines. Jenny Jones and I have been campaigning to give protective masks to children, having proper smog alerts in schools and actually shutting schools when necessary. Needs a lot more green spaces, a lot more trees. In terms of drug and alcohol addiction, a lot of problems with that on the street, especially where I live. We want to try and do a lot more intervention to get addicts into proper treatment. We need to treat addiction as a mental health problem, not a criminal act. And of course we want to make sure that cycling and walking is prioritised as well, any new developments that are created. So I think together we have got an opportunity to do some of the healing for the pain that our society is in. And then, as I heard say, some are guilty, all are responsible. We can keep attacking the people who we feel are guilty, but actually we all have a personal responsibility. So please do give Green a go on the 22nd of May. Thank you.